Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Oakland Golden Grizzlies Swimming Notebook. My name is Neil Rule, the broadcast voice of the Golden Grizzlies, and right now we're joined by the head coach, Pete Hovland, as the Golden Grizzlies get ready to rock in Indianapolis for the Horizon League Swimming Championships. And Pete, you look at this, and there's a couple of aspects I want to get to with you about this, but I think number one, Pete, is just that you look at the coverage of swimming and the Golden Grizzlies. We've had the opportunity to broadcast meets on ESPN Plus. The Horizon League Championships will be on ESPN Plus as well. I think that's got to be extra special for you, just given the worldwide nature of your program and where all your student athletes have competed and the families and everything like that. It's got to be pretty special.
Yeah, thanks, Neil. Yeah, and it is. And I appreciate the athletic department's efforts in making these things happen, because for people that are involved in our sport, that care about our sport, that care about our athletes and the university, this is a special time of year. The month of February, all across the country, there's championships started last week, going on this week, and again next weekend, all leading up to the NCAA championships, which will be, I believe, at Georgia Tech down in Atlanta later in March. And then also the NIC championships, which the College Swim Coaches Association puts on, which will be down in Elkhart, Indiana, in the middle of March as well. So this is a big time of year. It's a fun time of year, and so to be able to have this, be able to connect and reunite and have our alums and families that can't make it, that out of country, out of state, whatever reason they can't make it, be able to participate and watch their kids swim. It's such an important event. It's great, and the kids love it, and we love it, and there's a lot of benefits from it too, because our recruits will be watching as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and that has been the lifeblood of your program. And speaking of those recruits, a lot of those now have grown into seniors and upperclassmen and upperclasswomen, and now we're getting ready to roll. This is your guys' time. This is where you step up, and where that tradition is continuing. Pete, I have to ask you before we get into the specifics. You've done everything that there is to do in the sport of swimming, Michigan Sports Hall of Fame, all that kind of stuff. Do you still get nervous, Pete, or are you past
that? If you could see my hands right now, and it's the eve, and we're going to have a meeting here shortly after I get off this with the team, to kind of just go over a couple of last minute things. But no, I do. I get very, very anxious. I think my staff sees it, and I try not to let the kids see it, but they know I'm very, very competitive, and how much I look forward to this. It's a culmination of everything we do, the training, the other meets. This is where it all comes down to, and really, truly, our sport. People ask how your season's going. It doesn't matter how our season's going. It just matters how this these 4 days in February go. Our season is really based around that. That's the life of a swimmer, when they're tapered and shaved and suited up, and they're swimming for something as important as a conference championship, trying to qualify for the NCAAs, the NICs, and this is it. It's I don't know if that the nature of our sports makes it even bigger because of that, because we don't have to show up every other night, every Thursday night or Saturday night. Our one-loss record doesn't matter to get in the tournament. We're here. It's an all-comers, and now everybody just throws down over the next 3.5, 4 days. But yeah, to answer your question, I do, and I think when that stops happening, maybe that's time to get out.
Talk with Pete Hovland here on the Golden Grizzlies Swimming Notebook as they're ready to rock in Indianapolis for the Horizon League Swimming and Diving Championships. So, Pete, let's talk about the form right now. You guys, as you wrapped up the season, certainly Marco Kotanetsky, Jordan Ships, Horizon League Swimmer and Divers of the week, and that's been a constant for them. They've been multiple-time winners of that award. What about the squad as a whole right now, Pete? How are things feeling? How are things looking? What's the form like?
It's you can kind of have a sense during the course of the year, over the course of the season, and that maybe is the one thing, the value of our dual meets. I try not to play it down too much, because it is important. The season is important. The practices you can kind of see, and you start to learn a little bit more about your team, and you start to develop an identity, and people start to show who they are and show their colors a little bit and what they're all about. So we have seen that, and you know, we're fortunate that we have some people that some go-to people on both the men and the women's side, both on the diving boards and in the pool. And fortunately, because when you get to this, you need that. A championship team, a championship program has to have that. Fortunately, we do. You named a couple, but you know, they're the Christian Bart and the Susan LeGrand. You know, they're definitely our torch bearers, and you know, we'll go as well as they take us and as far as they take us. But looking into it, I think all season long we've kind of seen where we kind of stack up a little bit, and I'm real confident that if we swim to our abilities, the women should have a great meet and do really well, and you know, I think are the favorites for a reason. But for the first time in a number, and since we've been in the Horizon League, we're really challenged this year on the men's side. I think all season long, based on times that we saw in early December when most teams shave and rest and go to, you know, mid-season championship meets. Cleveland State posted, you know, top times across the board in every single event, and even some events 2, 3, and 4 people deep. Unlike Cleveland, we don't shave in December. So those that follow our sport, know how important that is, and what a huge advantage that is if you do. So they did that. We saw that. We had to look at that all season long. But then 2 weeks ago, you know, we met at their place in a dual meet and came out victorious and on both sides. And so, but it's all for naught now. Throw out the records, throw out the times. It's what happens over these next 3.5 days. Who wants it? Who's the better prepared? And it's going to be, I think, a day-to-day, an event by event meet. Nothing is foregone. Maybe like in previous years, and so we're going to be challenged, and that'll be new for us in some regards. And so it'll be interesting to see how my kids step up and you know. And how they do in tight circumstances, and when things maybe don't always go your way every single event, and how they handle any adversity that comes our way. But it's definitely going to be a man-on-man, you know, challenge on the men's side. Every event, every heat, every race, prelims and finals, and it's going to be a drag out come Saturday, and whoever comes out on top is really going to earn it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pete, I know that everybody around here, we're certainly fired up to watch. And as you said, I mean, the winner take all nature, all the chips are in the middle. All the cliches you want to use, Pete, it's all on the line. The bright lights are coming on. And we're going to, as Drake would say, Pete, you don't know Drake probably, but as Drake would say, we're going to see. All right.
Yeah, it's just all chips all in, I'll tell you, both sides. Yep.
All right, Pete, as always, appreciate the time. Best of luck down there.
All right. Oh, you pride.